I have a whole bunch of cassette tapes that I want to put into MP3 format to load onto my phone to play music for my son. Most of my music is kids music, like this is Raffi. So famous song, Baby Beluga, among others. But what do I need? Well, I need a cassette tape to MP3 adapter. Hello, and welcome to Computer Tech and More. Today we're going to be talking about, well, this adapter. This is the Reshow cassette to MP3 player. Last time I looked, it cost about $35. Let's take a quick look at it. So it's a cassette tape capture device. Now you can use it for other things, but let's talk about the features first. So it does take AA batteries. Like I said, it takes AA batteries. It took me a second. I had to pause for a second. And they go on the inside in this slot. And then that just closes into place. And it has a little picture diagram for where the AA batteries go. And it's got a pretty standard looking cassette reel, I guess I'm going to call it, on the inside. And to open, it's got this lever right there. And you can use it standalone. So this can be used like a Walkman or any other cassette tape player that you want to call it. So I grew up with Walkman, so that's what I would call it. So right here, you would push that down, and then you got play. So you need batteries in it, and then it's got the headphone jack right there. So you could use this just standalone, walking around, grooving like it's the 90s, I guess. I've used this basically just as a capture device. I've been overall pretty happy with the sound quality. As good as I can get from these old cassette tapes. So these old tape type devices, they deteriorate over time. The best way to save them would be to keep it out of sunlight, and then temperature control, humidity control, all that kind of fun stuff. But most of my cassette tapes turned out pretty well when I used this to record them. A few of them did have a scratching noise at the very beginning, and at the beginning of some songs, at the beginning of the tape. Only one of my tapes had like slow motion, like that kind of audio thing where just in one section of the music, towards the end or beginning of one side of the tape, where the audio was just completely messed up. And that's probably the tape itself, not the device. Included with it is a USB cable. Now this one is not USB-C. It's a, what's this one called? Is it micro? No. Mini? Sorry, I don't remember all of them. But it's USB 2. It's not a very standard plug anymore. It would be nice if it was USB-C, but it's not. So don't use that wire, otherwise you may have to buy a second one. 5-volt DC USB power, so it can power itself purely off this cable, so you don't need any batteries in it. The software included is Audacity, and it is a free software, and it has a web page for it. I don't know how else you can use it other than with this device. I'm not a software person, but Audacity, and I'll have the website in the video description below. I went through prior to making this video and read reviews about this and what some people complained about. I experienced no clicking or tapping sounds, some scratching on the old tapes. Some had that been warped, so really slow sounding, like I mentioned before. And I experienced no tapes being eaten by the device. As with old tape technology, that is a risk of tapes being eaten, so just be careful when winding it. So if it does get pulled out, you know, you stick your pencil in there and you wind it back up. Old technology. Let's take a quick look at the software. This is the Audacity software. One note with doing the tape recording is that each tape can be between 30 to 45 minutes, and the software does let you break up the songs, but you have to do it manually. This is the record button, and as it would play the tape, it would give the recording, that sort of thing. Sorry, I'm not a true expert on software, but if you want to take the time to make sure you break up each song, you would record, you would listen to it carefully, and then at the end of each song you would hit stop, save the file, and then keep recording. So file, save project, and then you name it whatever you want, and its file is in audio 3. I think it had an option for MP3, but this is basically the software. It has all sorts of features. I honestly kept it very basic with my recordings because I was just trying to get it done. Because if you saw that box, I had a whole lot to do, and each one took, again, like 45 minutes to do. Oh, I do recommend you stop the recording for each side, because there's a couple minute buffer at the beginning and end of each tape for it to reverse, and then just make sure you set like an alarm so that you know to come back when a side is done. So you can't just like set it to run, go out for the day, and then come back. Otherwise, you're going to just have it being looped over and over and over again, and that would be pretty ridiculous. So transport, looping, rescan audio, tracks, add new track, mono, stereo, label, can mix. I'll let you all, I guess, if you're interested in doing this kind of thing, go through and figure it out. Again, I'm not an expert on the software. I literally just kind of went, okay, let's find the basics, get it set up, and record. Go, done. And tried to keep it, I think I did stereo audio so that it at least had left, right. But, all right, there's the bottom, so it'll tell you how long it's been recording and that sort of thing. And the project rate. And then you can play it back right there. All right, some final thoughts. So I've been pretty happy with this Reshow cassette one. There are lots of different brands, and they all kind of look the same. If you want to walk around like Walkman style, and you have a bunch of old cassette tapes, and you want to be able to pull them to MP3, this might be a great device for you. Take your time, and I just created big files with all the songs in kind of one long track, and then labeled it as such in iTunes. Certainly not the most efficient, because like this is my Raffi tape. It has a whole lot of songs on it, and I tried to just make sure to label it side 1, side 2, that sort of thing. If I could do it again, would I split up the songs? Probably, but that takes a lot of time. And I think you can load the file into the software and break it up again, or break it up anyways. But yeah, I've been really happy with this. If you need to, if you've got a bunch of old cassette tapes and you want to pull it to MP3, I recommend something like this. It costs $35. Thank you very much for watching my video, and have a great day.